and gentlemen, distinguished guests, your next bout of the evening is for the vacant FCC Amateur Interim Middleweight Championship. So introducing first the challenger, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he enters the cage with a record 4 victories, 1 defeat, representing a combat jiu-jitsu. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, make some noise for Jordan Jumbo! His opponent this evening, standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he enters the cage with a record 4 victories, 1 defeat, representing ASW. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get some noise. Emile Vujakovic! Our referee in charge is Mr. McLean.
5-minute rounds for the interim amateur middleweight title here at FCC 25, and stepping up at the 11th hour, Jordan Jumbo O'Neill, representing Combat Jiu-Jitsu in Northern Ireland, taking on Emile Vujakovic. He was scheduled to fight for the title proper tonight. They'll contest an interim title. Both men 4-1-0 in their amateur careers, so a very well-matched fight here, Harry.
Yeah, coming straight into this, you can see a bit of kickboxing display after we saw in Vujakovic's last fight when he came out with that massive fundamental straight jab into a head kick and knocked the hell out of his opponent to get this opportunity, but he had to settle for an interim fight. Fair play to him for taking this fight on such short notice himself.
No, he's very keen to get rematched, and didn't want to fight just anybody. So credit for Jordan O'Neill jumping on the plane. Looking to find a way in is O'Neill, get those hands to work. Two big guys for amateur middleweights, Harry.
Yeah, very big lads indeed.
Emile, a hometown favourite. Oh, and that's a hard low kick.
That was low. Below
the belt. And as anyone who's ever had the mispleasure of experiencing one will tell you, Emile really taking that one on the chin, as it were. Now he's going to have some time now, obviously, to get his bearings back, and he's going to have the 5 minutes if he wishes to take it. And there's different schools of thought, Harry. Some people think, especially early in the fight, get back in there as quick as you can. Other people would say, well, look, you've got the time, take the time. And perhaps this early in the fight, there's certainly no point rushing back to compete.
Yeah, definitely take the time. You take a shot like that can weaken the stomach. You don't want to leave yourself susceptible to any big shots from the opponent. Take the time if you need it.
And clearly an accidental shot. O'Neill there.
Sharp jab from Jordan O'Neill.
Now he's targeting them a little bit better now. He's attacking that lead leg of Vujakovic very well there. Both men trading hooks. And we know that Emil's got big power in his kicks. O'Neill's going to have to be very careful of those as the fight wears on. You see the reddening on the inside of the leg already on Vujakovic there from those inside leg kicks.
Both men seem happy to just stand in the centre and trade shots, really. Not something we've seen a lot of tonight.
And I think the crowd here at the Bolton Arena will be more than happy. Big shots from Emile there. Nice right hand.
Both men are displaying impeccable footwork as well. Using angles brilliantly. Emile just controlling the centre of the cage here now.
Oh, nice front kick there from Emile. Yeah, there seems to be a real renaissance in Irish MMA at the moment, both in terms of Northern Ireland and the Republic. And what a boon it would be for Jordan O'Neill to win the interim title here tonight at FCC and be part of that Irish wave that's coming through again.
Yeah, coming straight into enemy territory on this much notice. He's got nothing to lose here by putting it all on the line.
Vujakovic trying to find a way in as the 10-second clacker goes.
Very fast hands from Vujakovic and that speed. Oh, the counters from both men.
Both men landing some solid shots there towards the end, and Vujakovic with a bust lip for his troubles there. Some very sharp hands and nice leg kicks from both men in that first round, Harry.
Yeah, the kickboxing display, both of them. We know we've seen Emile over the course of the FCC career. We've seen what he's capable of, and he's getting faster and sharper with every single combination he's throwing and every single fight we see him in. But he's clearly got a lot on his hands tonight with Jordan O'Neill. Jordan O'Neill's stand-up looks just as good, just as sharp with the counters. Making for an interesting fight.
Yeah, looking very fit as well as Jordan O'Neill. Didn't have any trouble making the weight yesterday, and certainly doesn't look like a man who hasn't been in training. He may not have been in a camp specifically, but he's got t-shirts printed for one thing, so he was obviously preparing for something.
Yeah. But you say you don't have to get ready, stay ready.
Exactly. Second of 5 3-minute rounds.
And they wipe down the canvas, it seems. Spilt water. No bags of ice.
We could have had our Rogan moment there, Harry. Referee McClement just clearing things up there. Second round underway. Touch your gloves. Jordan O'Neill, Emile Vujakovic meet in the center of the cage, and already they're getting the kickboxing skills to work, trading kicks, trading jabs.
Just one thing you see about ASW is like that we've seen tonight, especially with the lot of guys we've had on, is the strong wrestling prowess, but you also can't undermine any of them for the stand-up. Some of the stand-up striking they have and some of the cultures they have, it just goes to show when you see it in here tonight how they mix it all up so well. Like the pace of this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think anyone taking a fighter from ASW for granted, whether it's on the ground or on the feet or in terms of cardio or heart or anything else, is going to come off sorely mistaken in their assessment.
I'm really liking how both men are willing to stay in the pocket here, and they're willing to take one to give one. Not always the wisest of plans, but so far it's working out for good entertainment.
Both guys just winging massive shots at each other. And the crowd really on the edge of their seats here in Bolton. It has to be said, it's Emile on the front foot. O'Neill happy to dance around him at this stage. More big shots. Closing the distance now is the ASW man.
So you see a lot of the other skill set come to life for Emile.
The corner wanted to see Emile knee the legs. Just take some of the wheels away from O'Neill there. Easier said than done when he's wrestling back to get out of that clinch position.
I see in his corner, can see everything right in front of him as well. The third eye. Nick
Stanton in the corner there, of course, a big fight coming up himself against former Cage Warriors champion James Webb next week in Manchester, so you're going to believe the spirits are high in ASW at the moment. A lot of big fights happening and everyone helping each other to prepare.
The level goes up when that's the case.
Corner calling for dirty boxing from Emile now.
Really good head positioning as well from both of them. Emile really utilising that one right now.
Nice knee up the centre, and one back from Vujakovic there. Trading knees in this clinch position now as O'Neill rather, trying to wrestle his way off the cage. Jones able to wrestle his man onto the fence now, looking to connect their hands and get a last takedown, but he's not going to have the time. I was about to say, it seemed like everything was all square on the feet and that Emile was getting the better of the grappling exchanges on the fence, but at the end of the round there, we see him get turned around, and 5 more seconds we may have seen a big takedown there. So Jordan O'Neill clearly has a few tricks in his toolbox that we've not seen thus far in terms of the grappling as well. So it's going to be a very, very interesting third round and onwards.
As this fight continues, it's feeling like more and more dangerous fight for Emile to have taken on such short notice. Not that he's losing the fight by any stretch, but just how close it is. You don't expect an opponent to be this game on this such short notice and to look as ready as he's looked tonight so far. Seen more of him as well, using and escaping situations that Emile's trying to put him into. He's really answering a lot of questions.
Seconds out, round 3 of 5. About to get underway here at the Bolton Arena.
Eager there.
And Harry Williams calling the action here from cage side. Touch of gloves, and we are back underway. Now let's see if Vujakovic looks to get his man back onto the fence again. Nice lead left-hand shot there from O'Neill.
I think both men are trying to make a statement here. O'Neill more so, given his situation. O'Neill could really stamp his authority here in FCC.
Oh, he needs to be careful of the neck there. Powering forward now is O'Neill.
Trying to get that single leg, trying to loop that leg up. Got to watch his head position though underneath the armpit of Emile.
That looks like a case of anything you can do, I can do better here from O'Neill, doing exactly what Emile Vujakovic did to him in the second round here in the third.
They're just kind of one-upping each other's games here, answering the questions that are being posed in front of him. I've become more and more impressed by O'Neill as this fight continues. Beautiful angle.
Great
Very
frame
nice
there
rotation.
Emile puts himself back in the driving seat now. A lot of fans in the building here tonight supporting this young man, and he wants to repay that by putting on a show, getting a hard-fought victory.
We're just entering that phase of the fight now where they've answered each other's questions on their feet and they're just trying to really test each other's grappling prowess. And it'll be interesting to see what happens when this fight can get to the floor. I mean, nearly saw it at the end of the second round there with an O'Neill takedown late on. Could see a takedown this round. It could really spice things up.
Emile just keeping that heavy pressure on. He's not going to get the takedown from this position. You need to link the hands or switch, as he has done here, to a different kind of entry.
O'Neill just gave up that underhook there. Needs to try and reclaim that underhook. Try and twist his man over and escape that position against the wall. Nice rotation there.
Oh, O'Neill chasing Vujakovic here. He's going to have to be careful.
Trying to go for that double leg. Grip those hands together is O'Neill.
And I wonder if that was perhaps just a little bit of fatigue setting in there.
Again, can he get it?
Right at the end of the round, looking for that takedown, and again he's not going to get it. But he's certainly giving Emile a lot to think about here.
I think this might be a harder fight for Emile than they expected. I know he posted on social media saying he had a very game opponent, but I don't think he'd be expecting to go into this such deep, treacherous waters with him. For him to have answers to everything on such short notice. It's really impressive.
Well, we head into the championship rounds now. And some deep breaths from both corners there, Harry.
Understandable so after what we've seen the last 3 rounds.
If you're in the corner now of Emile Vujakovic there, what's the advice going into the championship rounds? Do you stick to that fence game? Do you try and take the centre of the cage again?
I think he might have better success against the cage now, using that grinding him down. I mean, he's been preparing for this date for a long time, unlike his adversary tonight. If he can grind against him on the cage like that, it might not be the most entertaining, but if he wants to get that title shot again next time, with today being for the interim title, it might be the safest option, the best option, rather than to go swinging hell for leather in the centre of the cage with someone who can just as well do it back to him.
And we are underway in the 4th round, touch of gloves. And there's a lot of reddening on the inside of that lead leg of Emile's there. And O'Neil trying to come forward with the combinations early in this round.
Oh, eye poke.
And the referee
hasn't stepped in here for a timeout.
The referee has now called timeout there.
A finger poke to the eye of Emile.
Yeah, didn't even see that one. It must have been very slight there. And O'Neil's just looking to the crowd as if to say, I didn't do that on purpose.
Sending his apologies.
Nice inside low kick and a beautiful straight right there from Emile. Letting go with heavy leather here. Nice body kick.
We heard the sound of that one.
Emile throwing that pouring left hand there, but it's not enough to keep his man at bay.
He wants that takedown on O'Neil. He's been searching for it now for a couple of rounds.
This is not where he wants to be, and you hear the corner of Vujakovic saying, don't go down, stay up. They want that man to wear on O'Neil, to grind on him.
Seems the safest plan of victory tonight for him. He's had a lot of success in the last 3 rounds, using this method.
Well, you know, there's no extra points for Valor at the end of the day. You've taken a fight against a very, very worthy opponent on just a few days' notice. Get the win. You know, your title shot's on the line here.
There's a lot more for Emile to lose in this fight than there is for O'Neil to gain.
The referee looked to be taking a bit of a look at that one there. He's not going to let them maintain this position.
Oh, big uppercut from Emile there.
Oh, and a nice right hand from Emile. O'Neil firing back. Oh, and a nice uppercut. And a little bit of the sting has come out of the shots of Jordan O'Neil here. You hear the corner asking for those knees in that clinch position. They've been such a good weapon thus far for Emile Vujakovic. Can O'Neil turn him around here against the cage? Can he get that takedown with a little bit of time on the clock?
Vujakovic's done a good job so far of getting him against the cage and wearing him down a little bit. Then when he's breaking off, he's been using really smart angles to land his shots in, like the little uppercuts and the big right hands, and then going back to his grinding game, shutting him down against the cage, just wearing him a little bit more and then putting them shots back on him. Little flurries like that, really finding a home in these later rounds. Trying to wrench that underhook there with O'Neil.
You know, O'Neil not doing anything technically incorrect here, but just the sheer willpower and force of will from Emile Vujakovic is just not letting him have any respite in these positions against the cage.
In a very strong round.
Just one more round to go. Of course, we're not scoring the fight from cage side, Harry, but from where I'm sat, momentum seems to be on the side of Emile here. He's putting rounds in the bank. You know, not a massive amount of effective grappling, but he's starting to come out on top of more of the striking exchanges and just those long periods of control against the cage when nothing else is happening. We're going to potentially move into those secondary criteria, and it has been Emile Vujakovic on the front foot for me in these in recent rounds.
Yeah, I think it's taken him a couple of rounds to figure out the game plan of Jordan O'Neil, but I think now, as we go into the final round, I think he's finally started to figure out what he's about and how to subdue him, how to stop the threats that he's posing for him.
Fifth and final round, just moments away. In this, the last of our amateur title fights on the card here tonight at FCC at 25.
mean, big props to Jordan O'Neill and coming over here and doing 5 rounds. Big props.
You maybe wonder if he perhaps had a fight lined up himself, and you know, something's fallen through. You know, if that's not the case, then fair play to the guy.
He's still bobbing and weaving and dancing around the cage like he's been training for this fight specifically.
He's certainly not a man who's come over here looking like he's unprepared for what he's got in front of him. And he tries for that takedown. It's a solid entry, and he's got the hands hooked behind the hips of Emile. He's switched now to a different entry.
Okay. So we'll go for that high crotch there. We have the high crotch whip set up. Emile just shutting that down.
And perhaps he's been told by his corner prior to this round, Harry, that something's got to go a little bit different this time. Throw everything into that takedown and see if you can finish the guy on the mat. His coach may realise that the scorecards probably aren't going to go his way now.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth going for it. I mean, he's got nothing to lose here, O'Neill. Might as well roll the dice and see what he can get out of it. He's looked very handy on the feet.
O'Neill still finding a way to land those punches.
Come straight under with them.
You've got to be careful aiming punches at your own groin like that, even if someone's head's in the way. It's risky business.
Yeah.
O'Neill just doggedly chasing this takedown. Tried to switch to pit the ankle out there. Vujakovic having none of it, remaining steadfast up against the cage.
Nice rotation.
And Emile able to turn things around now. He's going to be wary of the guillotine up against the cage.
Emile just grinding away here. Oh. Could have been a big takedown there if there wasn't for that fence grab from O'Neill.
Yeah, O'Neill may be lucky not to lose a point there. That's not to say that it might not happen later when they separate. You know, the referees don't like interrupting the action unless absolutely necessary. I don't think a point's going to make the whole world of difference at this stage, though, Harry. It's likely going to go Emile's way on the scorecards. The question is, can O'Neill get some last gasp offense going? Can Emile get a big finish here for his fans in the Bolton Arena?
Just trying to reap that leg, trying to get that takedown. Still reaping that underhook there is O'Neill. Just can't get past the shoulders.
Final 10 seconds, and these two are putting everything into it. O'Neill's coach looking for the big finish there. What a fight. Both these men leaving it all in the cage here in Bolton. Impressive performance from Emile Vujakovic, and on just a week's notice, Jordan Jumbo O'Neill making the short hop across to the UK.
After 5 rounds of action, we go to our judges' scorecards. With a unanimous decision, a new FCC Amateur Interim Middleweight Champion. In the red corner, Emile